So what are the 7 best feats in Dungeons & Dragons? Did you know that feats in 5e provide a unique abilities that can enhance your character builds? And given the structure of the class system in 5th edition, feats become a highly effective way to add a unique touch to your characters as well. I'm Heavy J, and I've been a Dungeon Master for nearly 40 years, and today we're going to delve into Dungeons & Dragons to discover the most valuable and powerful feats for your 5th edition character, today on Fat Dragon Adventure. Since feats are optional, using them or not should have been discussed in your group Session 0. You can learn more about what to cover in a Session 0 in my video, Why Session Zeros Are Important, and I'll put a link to that in the doobly-doo below for you. But if your Dungeon Master is cool with using feats in their game, then be aware that there are various avenues for acquiring feats in 5e. I think that the most common way is you can choose a feat instead of an ability score improvement when your character levels up. Another way is by choosing the variant human race from the very beginning. You know, the best thing anyway, about starting the game as a variant human is their ability to choose a feat at first level. This is one of the reasons I consider this one of the most powerful races in the game. Now, another way, is probably the most creative way, and yet frequently missed opportunity for feats, is working with your Dungeon Master to reward you with feats during downtime, or with a specific side quest adventure, which could really amp up the gameplay experience for not only you, but everybody else at the table as well. So with that out of the way, now let's explore my top 7 feats. First up, from Xanathar's Guide to Everything, we have Bountiful Luck. This feat really enhances the luck trait of the halfling, allowing your entire party to re-roll ones when they're within 30 feet of you. This is really an excellent choice, especially if it's timed right. Second on my list, we have Tasha's Cauldron of Everything's Fey Touch. This feat really kind of gives you 3 things. Fey Touch adds a +1 to your character's wisdom, charisma, or intelligence score. And then it lets you cast Misty Step spell once per long rest. When a character has Fey Touch feat, they can also choose a single first level enchantment or divination spell to cast without using a spell slot. And my friends, that is huge. Fey Touch is a great option for casters that are seeking versatility and mobility. This next feat I consider a go-to for melee damage. It's called Great Weapon Master, and it really shines. Before you make a melee attack with a heavy weapon that you're proficient with, you can choose to take a -5 penalty to the attack roll, and if the attack hits, you add a +10 to the attack's damage. Also, if you take this feat, it adds a bonus attack on critical hits or when you drop your enemy to 0 hit points. This feat really provides you a powerhouse for melee character builds. The next feat on my list is Lucky. Lucky is a game changer in my opinion. The Lucky feat is a powerful option for any character in D&D 5e. It's really like having a pocket full of fate that you can call upon to tip the scales in your favor when you need it the most. This feat gives you 3 luck points. 3 times per day, whenever you make an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw, you can spend 1 luck point to roll at advantage. You can also spend a luck point to turn critical hits against you into misses. Again, in my opinion, this is a versatile and powerful choice for any character build. Now let's talk about the next feat. This feat is used a lot and to great effect by one of my players at my table, Ragnar. He plays the barbarian dwarf and he absolutely loves this feat. It's called Polearm Mastery. And it really gives you a lot of great benefits. If you're wielding a glaive, a halberd, a quarterstaff, a spear. It gives you, like I said, huge benefits. It grants you a bonus attack action with the opposite end of the weapon. So as you attack with the front part of the weapon, as a bonus action, you can flip it around and hit them with the other side. And let's be honest, guys, it's always fun to get an extra attack on an enemy, right? This feat also gives you an opportunity attack against enemies within your reach. So, if you're smart, you'll be wielding a glaive or a halberd because the normal 5 feet range is expanded to 10 feet with those weapons because those weapons have reach, right? This means that enemies that pass within 10 feet of you, you get a free attack on them. And like I just said, it's always a blast to hit your enemy a second time. This feat is ideal, I believe in my heart, for paladins, barbarians, and battle master archetypes. I find this feat is absolutely perfect for creating unique builds based around weapons. Next on my list is for ranged characters, and it's called Sharpshooter, and I really believe this is a must-have. With this feat, you have mastery over ranged weapons, and you can absolutely make shots that others in the game are going to find absolutely impossible. Your ranged weapon will now ignore half cover and 3/4 cover. So if you find yourself in a situation where goblins are shooting you and they're from behind cover with their bows, with this feat, they no longer get a buff to their AC. Also, if you make an attack at long range, you will no longer be penalized with disadvantage on the attack roll. When you make an attack roll with a ranged weapon, you can also subtract 5 from the attack roll, and if you hit, you deal plus 10 damage, which is massive. Now, for what I consider icing on the cake with this feat, if you pair it with fighter's archery fighting style, you get even greater accuracy with this feat. You will be granted a plus 2 on attacks made with ranged weapons. Alright guys, let's talk about the last one on the list, Warcaster. Now, Warcaster is a boon for any spellcaster. So what do I mean by that? First of all, you gain advantage on concentration checks, which is always helpful for casters. And let's be honest, casters can always use advantage when it comes to concentration checks. Am I right? You also eliminate the need for a free hand. So what does this mean? This means that you can perform somatic components of a spell even when you have a weapon or a shield in one or both of your hands. The ability to carry a shield gives the caster a much needed increase to their AC, which is really so hard to come by when you're playing a spellcaster. Finally, when a creature moves and provokes an attack of opportunity from you, you can use your reaction to cast a spell at that creature rather than making an attack of opportunity. And this is a must-have for characters that melee with spells rather than with weapons. Now keep in mind, the spell must have a casting time of 1 action, and you must target that creature only when you cast that spell. And there you have it, Dragon Riders, my top 7 feats to supercharge your D&D 5e character. Now remember that these are just guidelines, and the best feats depend on your playstyle and, of course, your character concept. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more D&D content. Until next time, ride that fat dragon.